What's going on, everybody? Welcome on back to the channel. It's me again, the B&BEZ Tech. And today, I guess you could say, we're going to be doing part 1 of the Temu build. Now, if you've been following my channel at all lately, you know that in a couple weeks, I'm going to be doing an all Temu PC. And to make that Temu PC even better, I actually went with all the cheapest possible parts that I could find. Now, because the other case ended up winning the poll, we're still a few weeks from that. And when I saw that the graphics card showed up looking like this, with the box all squished, I figured we'd just go ahead and check this thing out today and see if it actually even works. Now, obviously, there's cheaper graphics cards that you can find on Temu, but I wanted to get something that would at least be capable of playing Dark Souls 3, so I can test it out with the new Dark Souls Arc Thrones mod that I'm really looking forward to playing because I'm a pretty big FromSoft fan. I got probably over 500 hours in Elden Ring. So I ended up going with this, which was the cheapest RX 580 that I could find on Temu. But as you may know, Dark Souls, like pretty much all From Software games, are capped at 60 frames, so we are going to test this with some other games as well. And I also really want to see if we can get some actual AMD drivers on this thing. But after we're done with all that, making sure it works, testing it and everything, I'm really excited to open this thing up and see exactly what chip is inside here, because you really never know what you're going to get with these cheap Chinese graphics cards. Now, this specific RX 580 is made by the one and only reputable Fujitsu. I don't really know what this is supposed to mean. Maybe, I don't know, it's approved by the Chinese military or something, whatever, I don't know. So just, you know, confidence all around on the front here. And taking a look at the specs on this bad boy, we are HDR ready, so that is very good to know. And then we also have this third Jeb FinFET 14. I'm sure that's probably some sort of core booster or something like that. But if we come down here, we have Liquid VR technology. So if anybody wants to get waterboarded in, you know, VR. And then we have our Eyefinity technology, which means that this card is going to do really well on a firmware test. But rounding out our specs, we have our Zero Core Power, and I'm not quite sure what that is, but I think that means there's a chance the card just doesn't work. Anyways, let's pop this thing open. I'm really interested to figure out what this thing's all about. All right. So we got our quick guide telling us how to put in a graphics card. That's essential because it's not obvious already. But let's take a look at this thing. So at least it comes in a nice static bag with a good caution sit down and everything. And there's definitely no physical damage from the smush box, so I don't think we're gonna have any issues with that. All right, so fresh out of the box, we are just met with even more confidence-inspiring power. You know, we got our 2 labels here telling us that it is an 8 gig RX 580. So, you know, definitely always trust the label because they never lie. But coming over to the backside here, I mean, just the choice in plates that they could have done here, you know, not only is it just the best plastic material that money can buy, but I know the first thing on my mind when I'm picking my graphics card is what keyboard do I pair this thing with? So the fact that they've gone ahead and just imprinted one on the card for you is just awesome. I mean, thanks to Fujitsu too. But the heatsink on this thing actually does feel pretty beefy, if I'm being honest. But it's definitely not copper or anything good. It's definitely all cheap aluminum, you can tell for sure. And I do have the right outputs, at least, so that's good. But right away, we do have a little red flag with this thing with the 6-pin connector here. I never had an RX 580 back in the day when this thing launched in 2017, you know, almost 8 years ago now. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, that it launched with an 8-pin with a TDP of 185 watts. So the fact that this thing only has a 6-pin can only pull 75 watts, while the PCIe connection can pull another 75 watts. So that's only 150 watts total. So right away, we know this thing is not a launch style 8 gig RX 580. Again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure they also later on released a weaker 6-pin version, but that was 6 gigabytes VRAM, I'm pretty sure. And obviously the clock speed was a little bit lower, so obviously this thing is not our 185 watt RX 580, but who knows? The Chinese have pulled miracles before, maybe they did with this one too, so. And then the back plate here again is that nice, lovely plastic, just the finest plastic in all of Chinatown. Now I'm gonna use my test bench with this thing because obviously there's a pretty good chance we might not even get a picture once I just throw this thing in there, and we're probably not gonna be able to just load regular AMD drivers onto it. So obviously I want to use it with my test bench that actually has the integrated graphics and the 7600X, so at least we can see what we're doing, do some DDU, get off the NVIDIA drivers, things like that if we need to. But with that being said, let's go ahead and pop it in and pray for the best. All right, let's see if it actually passes the click test. Boo, that was weak. Ugh, lame, whatever. It's not like I was expecting to get off. Whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and stew about it. What do I expect from a cheap $62 graphics card? Alright. Let's see if we get a picture out of this thing. Fans aren't even spinning, so that's a great sign. Not really. It's actually a very bad sign. Yeah, there go the fans. Hey, we got a picture. I guess I missed the BIOS, but hey, that's great. We actually got a... Oh, that's why. My keyboard's not on. Alright, you get back into the BIOS. I just want to make sure everything is good, but that's great that we got a picture. That's pretty awesome. I honestly, when I saw the fans not spinning there, I was a little worried. Oh, but that resolution. Ugh. Oh, hopefully we can fix that with some drivers or something. That is nasty. We can't change the resolution. So that's no good. Oh. Well, hey, there we go. Except, oh, there's my mouse. It's working now. Oh. This thing is freaking out. Well, that's no good. This card is possessed. Okay, are you done? Are you done? Are you done? And why aren't we connected to the internet? My LAN cable's in and it's there. Now it is reconnected to the internet. What is this thing? What sort of virus voodoo are you putting on my computer right now? This is not good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, at least the resolution works. So Afterburner is saying this is an RX 580, but an RX 580 2048 SP, which is a weaker version of the card with less stream processor. So it's just like we thought. At least that's what Afterburner is telling us. But we knew it was going to be weaker with the 6-pin anyways. So no big surprises there, but this still doesn't mean it is even a RX 580. You know, once we open this thing up, the chip could tell us it's a frickin' RX 450 for all we know. So I guess we got our first drawback here. If you see in MSI Afterburner, everything is all shaded out. I can't click anything. I can't control anything. And I mean, everything is on. So, alright. So before we start gaming, let's hit it with a quick DDU just to make sure we don't have any issues there. Get the NVIDIA off of here, obviously, because we've been using this with my 4070 Super. Let's go ahead and get the Adrenalin software now and see if we can actually get some real AMD drivers on this thing. This is probably the first time I've actually seen the GPU's fans going during idle before doing any testing or gaming or anything. So that's pretty funny. I mean, according to hardware info, it's only like 30%, but still. Why? The card's like 28 degrees right now. I'm pretty amazed. Like it actually took the real AMD drivers and everything. That's pretty crazy. Oh boy, it's freaking out again. Yeah, I mean, you can clearly tell that it went back to some weird, strange Chinese drivers because it's not the 27th where I am in the US right now. But apparently it checked in the future, so, you know, I'm guessing 12 hours ahead, China. So somehow the fan speed of the GPU is matching with the speed of the fans that are doing the CPU monitoring. I had nothing to do with that. That's pretty funny. But I don't see any setting to change that, so that must be some sort of internal thing, I guess. That's it's kind of weird, and honestly, it's pretty annoying. Alright, so everything seems to be working fine, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this Dark Souls mod and some other games installed, and then cut to transition. Name. Hubert Cumberdale. Oh, wow. That's... Wow. Wow, what are we even getting here? Wow. Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, so it's just this graphics card sucks. Wow. Alright, that's better, I guess, but God, it can't even hit the 60 frame cap of Dark Souls. That's pretty bad. Come on, buddy. What are you waiting for? Hit me! It's not even pulling like 60 watts. Okay, well there we go. I'll get inside. It's not terrible. Let's put it back up to high. See what happens. Okay, I can promise you, like, this is a bad 33 FPS. That this does not feel smooth at all. But yeah, let's drop it back down. How about this mod though? This is pristine. Alright, boss fight. It's gotta be a boss fight. It's fog door, it's a boss fight. Yep. So that's a pretty easy strategy for this guy, but honestly, this is pretty much what every first Dark Souls boss is anyways, honestly. Oh, what is that now? Whoa. Oh! Oh boy. Oh well, I beat him the first time. Not this time. Thanks. Not getting any temperatures here on our GPU. Let's see here. So there's definitely some things that MSI Afterburner doesn't like about this GPU. And there is no place to monitor the GPU temperature or the clock speed or anything, just the usage. So I guess usage and frame rate will have to do. Oh, wow, they really did a good job with the Firelink Shrine. Ew, magic. We don't use magic, we'll change that. Yeah, give me the sword. Thank you. Oh! Okay. We don't need magic. We don't need no stinking magic. Oh, that frame rate. She's struggling. I wonder, you know, let's open up Adrenaline, see if there's anything we can do. Yes. See what the old auto overclocking option does for us here. That's not bad. We got about another 100 megahertz there. Alright, let's see if that made any difference. Not really. Alright, let's do some manual overclocking here. Let's try to go 20. Increase on memory by 100 megahertz. Definitely want to increase the power. Maybe another 20% power. Alright, let's see how that does. So that's still really not all that much better. I actually plan on giving this Temu PC away to a buddy of mine so we can finally play some PC games together. He's never had one. He's only got a PS4 and I got a PS5, so there's already minimal games we can play together. And I'd really rather be playing all my games on PC, so I just need to get him something so we can play. So he's probably going to be playing in 1080 though, so let's see if that helps. Okay, there we go. That is much better. Definitely need to move that though. I can't see my health. All right, there we go. That's better. I do want to go back and level up though. I forgot to level up. Let's go back to 1440 low. Hi guys. Yes, entertain me. Whoa, okay. My turn. You ain't. I'm a pro at these games, son. Who are you? Who are you? Dead, that's who. You know what? We're going back to 1080p. I can't, it's too laggy. That's better. For now, at least. Ooh, lizard. Come here. Oh, wow, that was a trap. Gotcha. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, not fair. Whoa, whoa. This is Dark Souls in a nutshell. That was not cool. This mod is great. Let's move on. So before launching into Doom, I went back and went into the Adrenaline software, and I'm going to use this overlay because now we do get these other readings that we weren't able to get with Afterburner. And I actually went back and did the manual overclocking too. So I pushed the memory up to 1650, our power limit by a good 20%, and our clock speed by about 20%. So if we hit anywhere near that, I mean, that should be somewhat close to like doing a little slight, you know, maybe just using the sliders on Afterburner on a regular RX 580. But anyways, let's see how it does on Doom. Oh, that is not great. Alright, so let's just try 1440 low, see how that does. That's not terrible. Wow, that frame time is garbage, but jeez. But I mean, hey, at least we're, you know, hitting 60. It's not the worst. Alright, let's switch this to 1080 though. Alright, so staying on 1080p medium, I mean, at least we're getting sometimes over 100 now. My overclock isn't, definitely isn't getting that 20%, but that's probably more of a power limit at this point. Well, yeah, this is not bad at all. I mean, you could definitely play 1440 and low. It was totally fine, but you know, sometimes you want to see those bigger numbers, and I totally get it. If I was playing in 1080p, this is probably where I'd be playing it. Anyways, let's go back a little bit further and try a little bit older game, and let's play a little Fallout 4. Alright, so our Fallout 4 auto detect is telling us to go 1080p low, so I guess we're going 1080p low. Yeah, whatever. We'll just go with Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Well, that's not bad at all. We definitely could have gone above low. Let's hold off. Let's see what happens once we get out into the world. Right where a good woman belongs. With her spouse. What did you think I meant? God, you guys are so derogatory. That's crazy. Why does this baby look Latino? Whatever.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
I don't trust this swindler.
Excuse my language.
Pikachu.
Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania.
Oh no. We got the get. That frame time is pretty garbage. Honestly, I'm not so sure this thing's even the weaker RX 580 at this point. I mean, we definitely have a little room to bump this up a little. Oh boy.
Hold on.
It's pretty funny that, you know, our GPU is hitting 100% usage, but this thing has 8 gigs of memory and it's not even using 3, so it's a little odd. Anyways, I do want to try one more game. I'm just gonna throw Cyberpunk at it just to see what happens, so let's go ahead and move over to that.
Let's do it.
Splendid.
So apparently, when you put FrameGen on this thing, yeah, I mean, obviously this thing was made way before FSR 3, but when you turn FrameGen on, full screen is no longer an option. So, whatever. I guess let's go ahead and see if it's any better. We're not even getting an FPS counter, which is pretty funny now. I mean, it feels still pretty crappy, to be honest, but yeah, I don't like this. Let's see if we get frame gen back if we restart it. Or full screen, not frame gen. What am I saying? Duh. So now we get full screen back once we turn the frame gen back off, which is super weird. I have no idea what caused that to happen. If anybody knows the answer to that, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I guess let's just try to see what we can do. So as long as we keep it on low in performance, like honestly, it's not the worst. Like yeah, you know, you could probably turn some anti-aliasing up and stuff like that, but this is playable. I mean, we're getting, you know, right around 60, so not bad at all. You know, I don't think I would want this to be my main gaming setup, but you know, it'll do. Wow, the brightness, we really need to fix the brightness with HDR off. Actually, let's see what happens if we turn HDR on. Nothing. Okay then. Still, it is nighttime though in Night City, so maybe it's just the reflection from these orange lights that's kind of making it look like California's having a wildfire going on. But this is kind of how it's starting to hurt my heart, honestly. So let's take this thing apart. I'm dying to know what's actually inside this thing. So if there's anything we learned after testing this thing yesterday is that number one, I still look like a baby when I completely shave my face, and number two, it's a piece of crap. Now when the RX 580 first launched back in 2017, it was considered a mid-range card, and it had a TDP of 185 watts, like I said earlier in the video. So the fact that this thing was struggling to hit a 60 FPS cap on Dark Souls 3, which is a game from 2016, and I had to overclock the power by about 20% just to break 100, I think we can accurately say that this thing is definitely not an RX 580 without even opening up, but we are going to open it up. My guess, you know, I never had an RX 580 myself. I've never actually benchmarked one, so I don't know how far off from the performance it really is. I'm just basing my theory based off the fact that this was a mid-range card and it can't play games that are even older than when it was launched. My guess is this thing's going to be something closer to an RX 450. But before we take it apart, go ahead and pause the video so you can subscribe and let me know what chip you think it's actually going to be down in the comments. And then let's take this turd apart. Yeah, that's funny. Stickers first, because I feel like a rebel. Yeah, to be honest, I do kind of feel a little bad that I plan on giving a crappy Temu PC to my best friend, but on the other hand, I'm not charging him anything, and the only computer that he has right now is a Mac from 2008, so if I could give him anything, it's gonna be better than that. And at least we'll finally be able to play some PC games together. I don't see any other screws. I think that's it. Okay. Ooh. Alright. So we got our 8 gig memory modules. That's good. Very weak power delivery over here. I don't think I'm going to tear it apart any further than this, since obviously it wasn't having any temperature issues or anything like that. I just want to know what the chip is. So let me get some isopropyl alcohol, wipe that off, and we'll figure this mystery out, Scooby-Doo and gang. All right. Let's... And it's blank. So this actual chip itself is unmarked and looks a little scuffed, as if somebody somehow managed to get markings off of it, if there was any. I don't know, maybe there wasn't, but There is some, what looks to be maybe a part number down here on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and look up that Google. I don't wanna mess with this sticker. You know, I don't wanna risk pulling off any SMCs. So let's go ahead and look up these and see what we get. So I looked up this number down here in the corner, and sticking to reputable sources, what I found on Tech Power Up was sure enough that this thing is not a RX 580, but an RX 470. So guessing RX 450, I was pretty close, but not quite right. If there's one thing we know for sure it's definitely not, is an RX 580. But let's be honest, this is Temu. Most of you probably already knew it wasn't gonna be a 580 when you clicked on the link. And I knew that when I bought it too. Buying a graphics card from Temu, we should always expect it to not be what it's advertised as. And when I bought the card, they actually gave me some free thermal paste. And the way you can tell that this was made in China is one, it says it right there, but also the mass difference in condom size between the US and China. GX14, Earhut! I don't know. I will say, the cheapest design graphics cards are always the easiest to put back together, but at least they actually give you a plate on both sides, even if it is plastic and not actually what it says it is. Did it? Lies! But hey, at least now we know that the card works, so in 2 weeks when the case gets here, that's one obstacle we won't have to jump over in getting this Temu PC to boot. But if you want to see the full Temu PC build, make sure you subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss it in a couple weeks. Once the case gets here, we can finish the build. And like always, make sure you go ahead and check out our free PC giveaway video if you haven't already. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber or write a comment if you want 2 chances to win that PC. And we'll see you guys next time.